Chicken Little. Why you sighing, Chicken Little?
You scared me. Hey.
uh, why were my eyes so crazy in that video that you clipped of us?
I thought the same thing. They're all wide. I'm sure it was something that happened before it.
What did Laurel say? Like, drink every time Manuel blinks or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. We would be
You will be quite
hammered.
intoxicated. I know. I'm like, because my eyelashes are long, man.
I feel like, I don't know. I guess I never pay attention to how often I blink.
Delicious. Delicious. And it has no weight in it, so it doesn't hurt my stomach. All you
Isn't it
sensitive lactose people.
the beef kind?
The beef. Yeah. Sorry. I'm still jazzed. The camera got way too close to my fat head. Hey, so how's your week been?
Oh, it's been great, Just been chilling. It's funny the reactions I get out the gym now. People are like, wait, because he did hire a different girl, but she only works Tuesdays and Thursdays, and she's not getting paid like how I was. And
Yeah.
she was so sweet. She was like, I don't want you to be mad because she's so sweet and like I like her. And I was like, girl, I am not mad at you. Like it's not, but everyone's just like, oh, you're still working out here. I'm like, it's not like we had a huge falling out. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna still work out here. People are
Till I
weird.
buy the gym.
Right.
Well, I had today is my one day off, so, and then I'll go back to normal
Woo!
after this week.
Not
But
crazy hours.
no, not too bad. I'm going to work 2 12s. 2 12s. I put 2 12s in the back. Boom, boom, boom. Sorry. I don't know. Maybe I do have ADD. No, but, like, I'm very vulnerable with what we do now because, like, I'm a very private person, but I let a lot more out and I've expressed more and I've let my guard down throughout these episodes because when it's you and I talking, I'm just myself when it's just me and you know what I mean? So it's like subconsciously I'm like, ooh, you shouldn't have done that, Manuel.
I put worse things on the internet, so you're good.
I know. Like the episode when I was talking about like Star Wars and my daughters and stuff, I've still never watched that episode. And I probably never
Really?
will watch that episode. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
forced to watch them
Um,
when I edit them. And sometimes I am like, oh, I
rough.
hate hearing myself.
I know. I feel like I sound so nasally when I talk. I'm like, do I
Really?
really sound like that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. But what I was going to say was procrastination is real and everybody procrastinates. But no matter how busy you are, you still have to get stuff done. You know what I mean? Like yesterday was a perfect example of it. Like I went in for a little bit after I was done doing what I had to do. And then I was like, you have a couple of hours. What are you going to do? Do you choose to go to sleep or do you clean? And it's like, you're going to be awake because you're not tired. So you should do something productive instead of just sit on your phone. Like, yeah, I could have come into my room, laid on my bed, put a YouTube video on, watched a podcast, scrolled Instagram, but no, instead, I did my dishes. I picked up what I had left in the living room and I got everything accomplished that I needed to. So today, when I wake up, I got to sleep in before I went and got my hair cut. Then I went and did what I needed to do. And then I went to the gym after I ate breakfast. Now all I have left to do is my laundry.
And you probably felt so good afterwards because it's all done.
Yeah, and I feel great. And I'm like, cool. I'm like, my laundry I can just throw in and then throw in the dryer. So it's not like I have to like worry about it. But it's like I already vacuumed, I changed the cat litter, you know what I mean? I did my couch. I even cleaned like I hate how dusty the vent for the air conditioner gets. I think it looks really tacky on the wall. So like I was down there with like a little toothbrush, like
Oh,
getting
like,
all the
get
little
yourself a
dust off.
duster. Like swipe, 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 swipe,
I
swipe,
don't
and we
like
done.
the way. Well, no, and it's just like it's like thick. I think it's from like the smoke, like when it gets
Mm.
with like the dust, it gets like
And the
sticky because
moisture.
that sticky icky, the moist.
My
um,
goodness.
so yeah, so like I gotta scrub it, and I scrub it hard, and then it got all clean. So I was like, oh, I feel better. So
The little things. That's me. I'm gonna clean my
it
house
is the little
tomorrow and
things.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Now that I have
yeah.
all
And
the
then like
time
I
in the
was looking at
world.
the Yeah, I was like looking at the baseboards, and then I found myself with like the vacuum, like vacuuming the baseboards because they were dusty. And then I was like, okay, fool, go to the damn gym. Like, what are you doing? Like, you know,
Nitpicking everything.
literally,
That
literally. And I'm like,
ADHD.
why am I so hot and sweaty? Yeah, I'm like, why am I so hot and sweaty? And then I'm like, oh, you drank your pre workout and you spent the last 3 hours cleaning instead of going to the gym.
It was your warm up. You're just getting your body going.
Yeah, literally, literally. I was like, "Ooh, I do. I have been stretching a lot more, and I do feel a lot better from that too." So,
I've been slacking on that. I was doing really well for a little bit, and then maybe I'll start that up again tonight.
yeah, you probably should. I mean, you have plenty of time to do it.
Hmm. No excuses.
How many people commented on the chickens eating the eggs?
Only one, actually. So I don't know if people just think
Me?
I'm crazy or if they know. Or no, I guess you'd be two. So two people. I know.
I was like, cannibalism.
I really thought that people would be like, what the heck? But maybe people know. I'm like, I also feed my chickens raw chicken on the bone, so they just eat the rest of the chicken that I miss on it. They're little
Do
savages.
you were those like your eggs that were prepped that you didn't get to eat, and so you threw them away, or what were
No.
they?
We just have so many eggs, and we're having a hard time getting rid of them. So Randall's like, just start cooking up big batches. We'll just give them back to the chickens so they have more protein anyways. Because it's winter time where they need more, help them stay warm and grow their feathers.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Gobble gobble. Wait, no, that's turkey.
yeah.
Cluck cluck.
I was to say, cluck, cluck.
Shit, dude, I'm horrible. So I even put together one of my shelves, and I completely filled it up with everything. And then I was telling my girl, I was like, I filled it up, and now I don't like it. So I tore everything
Y'all,
down,
I
and
hate it.
I literally like I pulled out a bunch of stuff, and I was like, cool. I was like, this is what I'm gonna put for like my collection, and this is what I'm gonna display. And right now I have pictures that Venomous has done. I have a picture of me and my girl, and then I have my Death Watch helmet and some Lego sets. But I was like, I don't want anything on there really. I don't know. I kind of want to just put it all back in boxes and leave it in the closet.
Oh my gosh, you're so used to them being in boxes.
Yeah. So, funny story. I ended up opening like 9 themes because I was like, oh, I don't have room for it. So I'll just open it. And I just opened a bunch of stuff. And then I just had this giant like bag full of like boxes because I opened up like 9 themes. And I'm like looking around and I'm like, what have you done? Why did you do
Disaster.
this? And then
That's like a
I'm like having like a anxiety attack or something. I don't know.
everything's open.
Is that what those is that what those emo kids call it? Like, I don't know
Oh
how to
my
deal with
god.
my emotions. I'm having an anxiety attack. I better stop. They're gonna say that I'm targeting
That's
them.
like you're
So
being a bully. That's like Randall found
yeah,
a box that we haven't opened. We've been here what, a year and a half now, and it's all my stuff. It's all like Batman figures and Batman display stuff, and I don't have anywhere to put any of that because I didn't account for that box. And it's filled.
You should make a TikTok or a reel with that, like, when you have so much stuff. Because seriously, like, okay, so you've gone through like 4 boxes out of my. Let's see, how many
A
boxes do I
million.
have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 boxes. So we went through like 3 of them when you were here. Um, I was like, I literally told myself, like, if you just open everything, Manuel, you can fit it all in 2 boxes. And then,
But are
like,
you
I kind
going
of was
to?
like,
No.
no, no. Like, I literally opened it and I was like, oh, this is cool. I put so I got, I've been on a GI Joe classifieds kick, so I was like, I want all of the Cobra. I was like, I want all of the Cobra figures. So I literally have bought every Cobra figure that I want. So the first time Firefly came out, I missed him. I totally missed him. He had like a drone and stuff. So I was like, yeah. Well, they re-released him with a different paint deco, and they gave him like a little RC car. And I just happened to go into GameStop, and they were like, hey, you got like $10 free credit, and I was like, do I?
What should I use it on? A Barbie.
Hmm. No. So yeah, I ended up getting a Firefly.
And see, most people
So,
that
but
collect
yeah, I was just like,
figures, they stay to one category. And you're just like, give it to me all. Every single fandom, every
well,
single category.
and I have been very, very good because that's not technically the case. Um, just to kind of like, so like, I've always collected Star Wars. I have a lot of like my original ones from when I was younger. And then even when I was younger, I do remember, like, even though like I was like popular and stuff like that, I still collected action figures. I just did it secretly. Um, but
So no one knew you're weird.
yeah, yeah, I'm so weird. Now I'm cool. No,
Right.
I'm just kidding. But yeah, so I did. I started collecting again back in 2005 when the doctors told me that Zoe was a boy. They were like, "Congratulations, there's a boy." Blah blah blah. Like, you're having a boy. So like, I had told my kids' mom, like, "Hey, you did Lena's room the way you wanted. I want to do, our sons in Star Wars." So that's what started it. So when Revenge of the Sith came out, and I bought all of the Revenge of the Sith action figures because my plan was decorate the room in Star Wars, have a bunch of action figures up. When they get older, they can have them. They can bless me.
Bless you.
They can have them, and we'll go from there. So I just collected. Then, flash forward, a month later, we go to another sonogram and they're like, and we're like looking and they're like, you're having a girl. And I'm like, wait, the doctor in Orville said that we were having a boy. They're like, no, no, you're having a girl. You're definitely having a girl. And we're like, what? And they're like, yeah, no, you're having a girl. Like, there's no penis. And I was like, what the fuck? And then, well, I had all this Star Wars stuff. So I was like, well, I'm gonna, still, I'm going to
Gonna
grind
keep
Star
doing
Wars
it.
into them. No, so, but
And
no,
you
I did
did.
though. And that was something that we did. So I've always strictly collected Star Wars up until 2 years ago, or I would say 2020 when Masters of the Universe came back out, because I always liked the vintage Masters of the Universe figures. But one, I could never find them in good enough shape that I would want to buy them since I'm an inbox collector. You know what I mean? So like when
Yeah.
I would see like, a He-Man or a Skeletor at the store, they always had scuff marks. Skeletor's nose would be scuffed off. He-Man's thumb would be bitten off because as kids they chew on their action figures. They wouldn't have none of their accessories. Um, so I never pulled the trigger on it. But when Mattel came back out with them, and they released Origins, that's when I started collecting other stuff. Like, and like I kick myself in the butt too, because like I started collecting the X-Men, like the 90s X-Men figures, and every single figure that I don't have right now, I have physically held in my hand at the store. So like Rogue, Beast, Magneto, Sabretooth, which mind you, Sabretooth goes for $200 right now. And I had him in my
What?
hand for $14. Yeah. Beast goes for like $80, and I held them in my hand and I was like, no, I don't want to buy them. Like, I do want them and I want to start collecting them, but like I'd rather save my money until I find something that I want. And I passed on all these
Mm-hmm.
figures, and now on the aftermarket they are so ridiculously expensive that I definitely regret not buying them. Because right
That
now
blows
I
my
have like,
mind.
yeah, right now I have Gambit, Rogue, uh, Wolverine, but not the Wolverine that I want, and I have Storm. But so like I still need a whole core of figures, um,
Nightcrawler.
and then yeah, but I definitely started collecting more random stuff in 2020, and then between 2021 and 2022, I was like, okay, seriously, like what are you doing? Like,
So
stop
basically, since I've
this.
known you, you've been collecting random things.
Yeah. But I've shortened it down to a smaller list, and I hardly buy anything. So,
Well,
like, I haven't
nowadays,
even
man,
pre-ordered anything. So, and
you gotta
plus
pick
it
and choose what
sucks
you
too,
spend
because
your
it's
money
like,
on.
yeah, yeah, literally. I'm like, do I eat or do I get the new Ahsoka figure?
Exactly. Oh
Top
my
ramen
gosh,
for dinner.
ridiculous.
No, I'm just kidding.
You can live off top ramen, you're
Did
fine.
Did you watch Loki?
Yes, we watch Loki.
What did you think?
I'm confused. I watched the flashback, or like, previously on Loki, but I feel like the timelines in Marvel just, they always confuse me in the beginning. So I'm waiting for the next couple episodes, and I think I will start understanding and following more. But yeah, I'm a little lost.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it was a good episode, but
So
I'm just like,
this,
I don't quite know what's
yeah.
happening.
So in the beginning of Loki season 1, it's when he grabs the Tesseract during what, Infinity War or Endgame, and he disappears.
Yeah.
Remember, like when Hulk comes down and it's just like stairs. So then he disappears. So that's what this is taking place during that time. But also, time moves differently, obviously,
Oh.
if if that was then, and then because that was I. So you time lapse to 2000, like 20 something after the snap and everything, and then right now the sacred timeline has been broke. So I'm wondering if it's just, I don't know, like it time moves differently down there, so I'm wondering if like when he comes back, because obviously he does come back between Thor,
Yeah.
uh and then he dies. Spoiler if anybody hasn't seen it, it's been years. um So I'm wondering if he's going to go into the future and see a point where he doesn't sacrifice himself and he dies and he sees like Thor die. So then he tries to go back to save his brother.
So I think I need to look at the timeline because that always helps me too. Like with Star Wars, it's always kept me like. So maybe that's where I'm like kind of confused. Like when you said what happened when he got the Tesseract, like that makes sense. I remember that now. But I think I need to
Yeah.
physically look at a
Yeah.
timeline to see exactly where he is right now, and then I think it'll all kind of make more sense.
Yeah.
It's just like
I
so
think right
much.
now, with how the time warp is going and all those branches are bridging off, right now he's during Spider-Man, when I forgot the last one's called. Is it No Way Home?
I
When
don't know if
Doctor
that's the last
Strange,
one.
like I think that's where he's at right now. I feel like in the timeline, because when Doctor Strange did that spell, it messed up the timeline, and then that's happening simultaneously during Scarlet Witch, with what she's doing. and all of that. So it's happening right around there.
What's happening during all these?
Yeah. How's my hair look? I got into Shane today.
It actually looks really good. I was going to tell you that on
Hey,
your Snapchat.
thanks.
Like, he did a really good job.
Yeah, no, he's getting better and better at it. But he's learning my hair, like he was saying, like this part grows this way, this part grows this way, the middle grows this way, this grows in 3 different directions.
That's
And I was like,
ridiculous.
yeah, I was like, I get it, dude. I was like, I understand. He said that a lot of people still come and ask for you. So you should move back and he won't
Really?
charge. Yeah, and he said he won't even charge you rent space. Just move back and start cutting hair.
Is he still by himself?
Yeah, yeah. So,
That's funny because, like, I
but
finally given in. I think I'm going to go talk to one of the barbers out here, which his shop is off the top as well. And so I'm like, even if it's like 1 day a week just to make some cash while I'm looking, for something else.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, dust the old dust off them clippers.
I know.
You're like, do
I
I
still don't
still got
have.
it?
Randall's like, you still cut my hair. I'm like, yeah, it's true. It's been like a year since I've been in the like actual, shop.
Yeah. What did
Oh,
Randall
see,
say about Loki?
um, we didn't really talk about it. I mean, he liked it. We did watch the last episode of Ahsoka on Friday, whenever he
How
came
did he
home.
like it?
Um, he liked it, but he was being a pain in my butt because he watches TikTok. And so he already knew all about the Mortis gods, which was cool because he tried to keep up with that, and he was all, well, this guy's like, he knew it all. He was just like the son and the daughter and the la 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 la. But then we got an argument about the whole Abeloth thing. And I'm like, just because you watch some TikTok videos doesn't mean you know what's going to happen. And he's just like, nope, that's what's going to happen is this, and this. And we got a huge argument about it. I'm like, just watch the freaking episode. Stop watching TikTok. So he thinks he's the shit
Yeah.
right now with his
Hell
TikTok
yeah.
knowledge.
I am curious to see where it goes for sure.
Because people are pretty dead set on her coming.
Yeah, I don't know much about her, but I think it would be very interesting. And plus, it would be a fresh take. It would be something new. You know what I mean? Like, I think I still think the same thing with with the sequels. Yeah, sequel. Yeah, sequels. I think if they would have went a different way, people would have been like, yes. Because so Rogue One, like I will always revert back to Rogue One. Rogue One was a dogfight. It was the platoon of Star Wars, if you think about it. And you know what I mean? And it was just like it wasn't heavily saturated in fan, service. Like you see
Yeah.
Vader briefly and then you see him at the end. Like it was something new for us to enjoy. It was still in the realm of the galaxy, just like
And it's
Andor.
like George Lucas already had kind of a blueprint of what he wanted for the sequel. So it's like, why don't you just kind of go off of that, make it your own, yes, but he already had an idea and Maul was going to be in it. So that just defeats him in Solo. And it's like they were just like, nope, this is our project and we're going to do it the way we want to do it.
Yes.
Forgetting that,
I
somebody
am
created
very
it.
Yeah, I am very happy though that we didn't see Darth Maul or a ghost of Darth Maul in Ahsoka. I feel like that would have ruined it. I feel like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
I think
one,
they'd be trying
how
too
did
hard.
he yes, like how would have he got over to this other galaxy? And two, they already had a very climactic fight during the Clone Wars. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like now, if I saw Maul in like an underground gangster Star Wars film, briefly like how Vader was in Rogue One, where it's like the gritty underbelly of the crime syndicate and like level 1313 style, and it's dealing with the Black Sun and the Pikes and everything like that. That would be cool.
That'd be
but just to
dope.
throw him randomly in, no, I wouldn't like that.
Yeah. It's like you guys
So
had your
I wouldn't like
opportunity
that at
to
all.
use him and then you didn't, and now he's dead. So can't be keep, bringing people
Yes.
back.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm happy that Zeb wasn't in um
Yes.
I'm happy that Zeb wasn't in Ahsoka. I'm happy that we didn't see an old man Rex in Ahsoka. I'm happy that we didn't see what is her son's name? Jason. I'm glad that we didn't see him playing with a lightsaber or actually learning the Force or anything like that. I'm happy that we didn't see any of that stuff because it's like the galaxy's so big. Why are you going to have all your core characters
Mm-hmm.
all together when their knowledge and everything that they experience needs to be spread throughout the galaxy? So I'm happy that
And
Zeb's
Rebels
off,
ends
with
with all of them
yeah,
gone. Like they're all doing their own thing at this point. Nobody's together. So it would not make sense for them to be
yeah,
like, now we're all
yeah,
back together. Like Sabine and
yeah.
Hera weren't even,
Now,
together.
yeah, and that's where okay, so I would like to see that reunion in like the end of like Ahsoka season 2 or the middle of the first Filoni movie if it's going to be a trilogy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just don't want it to be like, you know. So, have you seen the meme where it's like, who is that? And they're like, Jabba the Hutt?
It's throwing people off so much. It's hilarious. I'm like, you guys just,
It
you
really
don't
is.
know.
And it is, yeah,
Because I saw people too,
so
like,
funny.
I didn't see Jabba the Hutt in there. Like, where was he? Was he hidden in the background? It's like, no, he was there, right in front of your face.
Yeah, it was so funny. I was laughing so hard. I was laughing. I would like, so just to go back to that mall thing, I would like to see like Jabba's son grown up and like try to take back Tatooine from Boba Fett. Like, you know
That'd
what
be
I
kind of
mean?
cool.
Like because you got to figure like it's what 10, 13 years later, so he's going to be like late teens, you know what I mean? If no, so what, he was a baby in Clone Wars, so he would be like in his 30s. I don't know
Hmm.
how fast they age, but you know what I mean, realistically, like he'd be in his 20s, 30s. That would be pretty cool, like him trying to take back Tatooine and Boba Fett fighting him.
Do
That
you
would
think
be a
they'll have
pretty
a second
cool
season
season 2 of
of Boba
Boba.
Fett? Hmm.
No, no. I could
It's a
see them
bummer.
doing. Yeah, well, and it wasn't well received, and they made him very soft, and they made him they
People
you
did not
can't
like that.
you you can't have this allure of this bounty hunter who is ruthless, and you have 40 years of stories that were made up of him and how he was the best bounty hunter, and then you finally get him in live action and he's like, I just want to live my days out in the sand and be a pacifist.
Like
You
maybe
fought
if
to
you
get
made
your armor back.
the first season like where he's still that badass, and then maybe if they're doing like a mini series, they only have 2 or 3 seasons, maybe last season like jump forward to where he's like, yeah, I'm done now, like, but it's like, yeah, you didn't give anybody that badass that he's supposed to be.
Yeah, like you
I mean,
show him
like,
as a badass. You show him as a badass, and then you show him like coming back with the Tuscans, and then or like you show the Tuscans die, and then him be a badass, and then him get his revenge, and then there be a moment where he's having a flashback with the Tuscans that make him realize like they showed him a different way, and the way that he's being right now is his old life, and he should leave that behind. You do something
yeah.
like that, and then that would be pretty cool. So, but yeah, no, not to just make him like this ultimate person of. I was trying to find one of my figures, but I can't find him. I'll show you my.
Okay.
I'll yeah. I'll show you my little display right now. How do I flip the camera? Oop. No, that was me off. Um, Well, I don't know. I'll show you right now. I'll just try to get like so. There's the top. So and that's basically where I've gotten, and then I just basically
So that
just
looks nice,
said
though.
forget it. Yeah, yeah, it's not too bad. So, but I don't know. We'll see what I don't know what I'm gonna
Not
do. I'm
too
probably gonna take it
cluttered.
all down. Yeah, no, I just put some like random. Yeah, I just put some random themes up, and then I was like, I had this like cool idea of like, oh, I'm going to put the pictures that Venomous made with the actual action figures, and then when I put them side by side, I was like, nah, I just like showing off the pictures better. So, ow,
I
hurt
still
my
need to get mine
toe.
framed from him. The Darth Maul that you got me.
Yeah, you do.
It's not framed. It's
Yeah,
displayed. It's up.
yeah,
It's just it needs a frame to protect it.
yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I thought about taking one of them to my work too. I was like, ooh, that would be pretty cool.
Put on your desk.
But I didn't. Yes. So, you wanted this episode? Do you want to do top 5 favorite exercises, or top 5 that we hate?
Ooh, I don't know. You choose.
The ones we don't like.
Okay.
Cardio,
Are you going
cardio,
five?
cardio, cardio,
I was about to
cardio.
say. Are we doing a 5, 4, 3,
No.
2, 1?
Yes.
Because I'm gonna tell you my first one.
No. Let's do 4, 2, 1, 3, 9.
Okay, ass.
So number 5. Go ahead.
Bench press. Barbell bench press.
What?
I like them. Doing bench press. Like barbell. I like them,
That's
but
what
then I
you.
don't like them. For my 5th one, yes.
And so, what is it? Is it because every girl hates hitting chest? So you don't like it, or is it because it's a movement that you feel most weak at?
Probably that. Probably the most weak at. I am getting stronger with it slowly, but yeah, it's probably just because I'm not that great at them.
Yeah. Mine would be barbell curls.
Really?
Like, yeah, I don't know.
I
Like,
like
I was just
curls.
talking about it yesterday, or I was talking about it like 2 days ago with Jerry. Was like, I never really hit arms. Like the first 10 years of working out, like I would hit arms like maybe once every 2 weeks, maybe, and like, or I would do like one exercise for the week. Like I would just do one, barbell curl or one dumbbell curl, like one set, and that was it. Like I was always just fixated on hitting legs twice a week, hitting back twice a week, hitting shoulders, hitting, chest. That's what like always I was constantly always doing, always doing. I
But
remember
like when
there
you're
even
hitting
being a
those,
period.
you're still hitting, you know, the biceps and triceps too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I really neglected them. Like, and most men are really obsessed with hitting arms all the time. But I just kind of like, for the first like 8 to 10 years, I just neglected them to the point where it was one time I had a person, one of the judges after a show, be like, "Your biceps need to match your back and chest. Like they need to grow to be more symmetrical." And I was like, you got it, dude.
Got it.
Number 4.
Here's another chest one. It's chest flies. I just don't like those. And it's not because I'm weak. I just don't like them. I think they're uncomfortable. I don't. Nope. No, thank you. Don't want to do them.
You're all barbell chest flies, dumbbell chest. um,
Now, those are the only chest ones that I don't really enjoy.
yeah. Um, I don't really care for barbell overhead press seated.
Really?
Yeah. I just feel I prefer dumbbell over the barbell because I can't get a comfortable range of motion with the bar, and I don't necessarily feel the contraction when it's a bar versus a dumbbell. Also, I feel like I get more range of motion push as opposed to more contraction when I'm with a dumbbell. So for me, it would be my number 4.
Pokies are so big. Just like you said, you can't go all the way down.
Yeah. I even noticed that today on my lat pull downs. Like I was stopping about an inch away from my chest, but I was fully contracting my lats. And if I would pull to my chest, then I took the focus off of my lats and I felt it more rear delt bicep. And I was like, ooh, okay. I was like,
That's interesting.
But yeah.
All right, number 3. This one is any ab exercise at all. Like literally. There's not one ab exercise I've done that I'm like, yeah, this is fun. Like I'm gonna do this all the time. Like, no. Mm-mm. No, thank you.
That's so funny. I'd have to agree for number 3.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I should
But
do
I
them more,
have
but
been in, yes, I haven't been incorporating more abdominal work because I'm like, your core is your weakest part of your body for myself personally. And like now that I'm doing cardio and I'm starting to lean out, I'm starting to see like a little bit more definition on my good days. But also too, I'm like, I feel like, I feel like I have, a bunch of weight up top and a bunch of weight on the bottom. And then my core is an egg trying to hold all of it together. If I could best
yeah.
explain it, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm
It's like,
like, this is what
please
made
grow
you
me.
yeah, it's like this is what made you compromised when you had your injury the first time, was losing all the weight super fast and not strengthening your core to accommodate and still trying to lift the way that you were lifting. So now that I'm older and I'm being wiser, um,
I just try to keep it
yeah,
all tight when I'm doing workouts. I'm like, that's
yeah,
my ab
keep it
workout,
tight,
right?
keep it right. Yeah,
I'm
I'm like,
trying
do I
though.
really need to hit abs? I'm not gonna compete anytime soon, or am I?
That's how I feel.
Stay tuned.
Right. I'm like,
Well,
I don't
hell,
know if
you
I'm gonna do another
you
show.
got all the you got all the time in the world now, girl.
I
Yeah, I
know,
see your
right?
body. You're coming together quite
Leaning out.
nice.
Somebody complimented me at the gym. He was like, not to sound weird, but you look really good. Like, I can see more definition. Like, what are you doing different? I said, I'm eating better and I'm lifting heavier.
Yeah,
But I'm like,
literally.
thank you for
Literally.
noticing.
Yeah. I had one pancake before I went to the gym today and I felt way different. Way different. I'm
Sugar,
like, "Oh, maybe that
carbs.
little amount of carbohydrates." And I didn't even eat it with syrup. I just ate it by itself.
Oh, just pancake.
Um, yeah, just and then some water so I didn't kill myself. Um, what's your number 2?
Lunges. Walking lunges to be exact. Yep. Not a fan, not a fan. They work though.
They do. My number 2 would be split squats. Yep.
The
Taylor tries
one.
to get me anytime I'm trying to train with her some split squats with like she's always like, you got to do them, you got to do them, and then like I started doing them, but I don't feel comfortable doing them, and I don't know if it's because I can't balance properly or what, but I just like it is a very awkward movement. I feel more comfortable without weight versus weight, and I actually kind of like doing them with a band, where I put the band under my foot and then put it over my body to create the tension. But
Remember you making me do that.
yeah, I am not a fan of them by any means. Like I feel very uncomfortable doing them, so now I've made myself start to do them more so that I develop that like missing part and just like take
Mm-hmm.
myself out of out of my comfort zone, you know.
It's like, speaking of
Before
bands, the other day I was on the hack squat machine and I was like, man, like what I
mhm.
used to be doing, like, was super light, so I added more weight. And I was like lifting so heavy. I get down with all my sets. I realized somebody had a band looped at the back. I was like, what? So I took it off and then tried to do that
So
same weight, and it was a struggle.
so yeah, because so the band was keeping the tension, and as you're coming up when you're struggling, it's helping you pull up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But I was so impressed with myself until I seen that stupid band.
I switched my stance up on my hack squat the other day, and I went really, really narrow, which I never do, but I got a better range of motion, and I didn't feel any of the pressure on my knee or my hip joint. I only felt it on my quad. Um, so I was very happy, and I was like, man, I wish I could like chalk outline where my feet are, so that like I could have like a footprint. Because I have this idea
So
in
you
my head
know.
that like if I ever own, yeah, so like if I ever owned a gym, I would outline the floor, like for squats, for anything of height versus, you know what I mean? Like, so for females, like if you're 5 foot and under, this is where your foot stance is going to be. If you're between 5'2" and 5'5", this is where your foot stance would be. You know what I mean? And then for men too, like if you're under 5'8", this is where your foot stance would be. If you're above, you know, between 5'8" and 5'11", this is where your foot stance would be. Or if you were 6 foot, this is where it'd be, because it would just make it so much easier for the newbies that are coming in.
Yes.
Mark it down. Today is the 10th. So that was my idea. But
Trademark.
I put 240. Yeah, I put 245s and a 25 on the hack squat, and I was doing like sets of 10, and it felt super light and it felt very easy. And I was like, all right, those days that you were beating yourself up and you felt like you weren't progressing, clearly you are progressing, because you haven't done this weight in a
Obviously.
long time. Yeah.
It's like,
So
I don't know
before
if
you
you know.
say you're,
Oh,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I don't know if you know Joel, but he opened like a little private gym over there, and he sent me a video of this guy, like a bunch of different finishers on the hack squat with no weights. I haven't tried them yet, but there's like 3 different variations, and they look really cool and they look really hard. And I think I'm gonna try them here soon as just like a finisher after I'm done. I'll try. I'll
Yeah, I
send it to
saw
you.
that he opened up over by Otto or O'Reilly's. He has a little place over by O'Reilly's. I don't
Oh,
know
okay.
him. Yeah, I don't know him personally. Like we've never sat and had a conversation. I've just seen him in the gym, and then occasionally, like he pops up on my timeline on Instagram. But
Mm-hmm.
I wish him nothing but the best. Like I think it's super awesome that he has opened up something where I've seen the youth working out there, and I think that is really, really cool. And it's what our community needs. Our community, especially the youth, need a place to be able to go, keep themselves busy, keep themselves in shape, and develop.
Yes,
You know, so
for
I
sure.
commend him. I think it's awesome. You know, so before you do your number one, I'm gonna guess what it is.
Okay, you'll probably guess right.
Jefferson squats.
Yeah, that and hip thrust. They're both number one. But yeah, Jefferson's for
That and
sure.
that and what?
Hip thrust. Mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm.
So funny. Now, why hip thrust? Because every girl loves hip thrusts, and 90% of them in the gym, that's all they do. So,
Because they
why hip thrust?
suck. They're uncomfortable, and I just feel like I can do something else that's more comfortable and get the same results. I don't need to do that. I've been doing them on the Smith machine because it's easier. But I don't know. You got to set it all
Yeah.
up. You got to make sure you're comfortable with the back and, on the seat. And then make sure the bar is not like digging into your hips. You got to find the padding. It's just too much. It's too much.
Now, if you had an actual hip thrust machine, do you think you would enjoy them more?
Maybe. So we got one, but it sucks. Whatever this one he got, the
Really?
belt, it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's meant for, like, all the girls that have been on it. We've been trying to figure out how to make it comfortable, and it's not. But guys will get on it, and they say it's fine. So I'm like, I don't know if it's just we're too short or what, but if we had one that worked, yeah, I'd
Maybe.
probably do it.
Did you ask him? Does it come in a child size for the women since we're smaller?
Because this one is too big.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Um, Mine number one would have to be deadlifts.
Oh, yeah, deadlifts suck.
Yeah, yeah. And I know everybody loves them and everybody like they're like you need to do deadlifts to grow a big back. You need to do deadlifts to grow a big back. Um, I have a very big back and
Yeah,
I
yeah.
never deadlift.
No, you've never made me
You
deadlift.
know, yeah, no. I
Never
think it is
once.
a great movement. Yeah. I think it's a great movement. I think you get a lot of benefits from it, but also too, you run the risk of injury when especially when you're younger and you lift ego with your ego. I was trying to come up with an like,
You're the
yeah, never
eagerly.
mind. Yeah. So, and it's just one of those scenes where it's just like I just never I've just never been a fan
You
of
know what I
them.
do
I've
like
done them.
is rack pulls.
What?
The rack
I
pulls.
do like rack
I mean,
deads.
but that's just for your back.
I,
So I'm like, it's like the same thing without going all the way down for the deadlift. So then I don't feel like my back's gonna be compromised, and I actually feel it in my back.
Yes, yes. And I just like I don't know, I've done them. I think the most weight I've ever done is like 365, which isn't nothing. And I don't know, I've just never felt comfortable in it. And maybe it's like all those old YouTube videos that I've watched of like people hurting their backs or their hamstrings or tearing their bicep or something like that that has just
Ugh.
made me like steer clear of them, you know.
Yeah.
So,
Well, I've been
and
more
I,
picky
I
about
don't
the
mind.
things I do too with my back and going to a chiropractor
Yeah.
and getting actually worked on for like 3 months. I'm like, why would I want to do something that's gonna hurt it again? No, thank you.
Yes. Yes. That, and then like your hips being off for as long as they were, it is going to take some time for you to finally be adjusted because how bad your hips were off and how long it was for your hips to be off, it is very easy for them to slip right back into that place.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's what
So
he
it's
told
like
me.
you
He's
have to,
like, he
yeah.
advised me not to do deadlifts, and he's like, honestly, if you can do like front squats instead of back squats, he's like, I would advise that too, just so you don't have that pressure on your back, or make sure you're wearing your belt. I'm like, cool.
Yep. I have not done back squats in probably a year to maybe 2 years. Um, and it's just
Really?
one of those things. Yeah, I haven't done any back squats. One, I can't reach my arm all the way back right now still. Like, I just don't have the range of motion for it to feel comfortable where I don't feel like I'm going to hurt myself. And two, ever since we got that belt squat machine, I love that theme.
Oh
And
yeah.
I feel all of it in my quads. You know what I mean? A little in the glutes, but strictly in the quads when I'm doing the belt squat. And not having that pressure on my back or compressing my spine makes me not concentrate on worrying about being injured when I'm doing the lift as opposed to concentrating on the contraction of the lift. You know?
Yeah.
I think I hit three 45-pound plates on each side the other day for sets, and it felt great. And I feel great. Like my legs are getting pumped. They're starting to come back. Like I feel good. You know what I mean? So it's like, why throw in a movement that could potentially make me re-injure myself and extend my length of coming back? You know?
Yeah. When you
Does that
can
make
do
sense?
other things. Because like people think, like you said, deadlift, people
Yes.
just think like squats and all that. It's like that's the only way you can get that, type of muscle or grow that way. It's like there's other ways to target the same exact muscles that's not going to compromise that.
Yes. Yes. And I've already built a good foundation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not some youngster that's starting off that's building their foundation. Like, I built my foundation over the last, however many years I've been working out. So for me, I don't have to really, like, I don't know.
Not proving
I don't
anything.
know how to say it. Now, my ego has left the gym very, very long ago. Since, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so,
That's good though.
I don't know. No ego involved. So, I don't. Okay. So I do displease deadlifts. I feel, which is weird too, because it's just like I have done a couple of sets as of late, but I feel like I get better results when I just do 135. As crazy as it seems, like that's just enough weight for me to move it and feel okay. Um,
Yeah.
but like I even just recently started doing uh RDLs. I haven't done RDLs in well over a year.
Really?
I just rude. I was talking.
No.
Isn't it past their bedtime?
She was asleep.
No,
That's why
just
I think
kidding.
she got scared. So she's like, ah!
um, but yeah, no, I just started doing them again, and I don't go very heavy, and I really just concentrate on the movement, and I don't overdo it. So
I haven't done them in months. I put it in my programming
yeah,
and then I did them like maybe for 2 weeks and I was like, yep, I don't like these. I'm just not going to do them.
yeah. Start with them. Whatever exercise that you
Maybe
don't like
that's,
doing,
yeah,
start with it. Start with it, because that's what I've
that's
been
smart.
doing. Oh, I don't like doing that. All right, I'm gonna start doing it to where now I like it,
And then
or
it's
now it's just
out of the
become
way
part of my
too in the
routine.
beginning. Because like when you're like waiting for it, then it's like
Yes.
that just, it's coming up. That's
Mm-hmm.
smart.
Yeah, it was like yesterday. Cammy was like, "Oh, we're hitting chest." And I was like, "Yeah, we're hitting chest." And she's like, "Oh man, it's like it's not my favorite exercise. I hate doing it." Tell me why this girl was cranking out 25-pound dumbbell flat bench press, and then doing incline on the Smith machine with 25s. And I'm like, I thought you didn't like chest. And she's like, well, I mean, like, it felt light, so I needed to go up. And I'm like, and that's how I just tricked you into enjoying chest.
Mind fuck.
So,
Yeah, you
yeah.
may do that though.
Hmm. So, but she's coming along pretty well. So I'm pretty proud of her. So, because like I told her, I was like, you've only been back a month. You've been back in it a month. Like you're doing great.
Yeah,
And she's starting to get her little quad definition, and her hamstrings are starting to pop out. And she's
I'm
like,
sure she
Manny, my
loves that.
booty's growing. And I was like, yeah. I'm like, just keep it up, keep it up, keep doing it.
So my
So,
booty's growing.
mm-hmm.
Crazy
I
a
was like,
month
just
can do
keep it
though.
up, girl. Well, she listened to me though, and she's eating more food. She's in consuming more calories, even though she didn't want to. But also, her working out as hard as she's working out is boosting her metabolism, which is making her more hungry. So she's wanting to consume
Hmm.
more, and she's doing it the right way too. Like she's eating like meat and rice with some beans or some tortillas, and stuff. So she's doing good. So,
That's awesome.
but yeah, yeah. All right, so next one we film is going to be 5 exercises that we enjoy.
Tweet love.
Yeah. When does Loki the next season come out, or the next episode come out?
Thursdays.
Thursdays?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I
So
have no
2 days.
Ahsoka tonight.
No,
What
I
am
feel
I going to
lost
do
right now.
with
I'm like,
myself?
what am I staying up for? Like, I have nothing to watch.
Yeah. You can read a book, you nerd.
Actually, that's probably what I'll do.
Yep. I'm going to do my laundry and clean my bathroom because I'm a responsible adult.
I'm doing that tomorrow or Thursday.
Yeah. Um, I know. I was like, okay, so I'm working later. So if you want to shoot Friday, we can shoot. Like, I'll watch Loki and then we can just like film right afterwards.
Okay, well, it works. Like I said, right now I got all the time in the world. So whatever your
Yeah, let me
schedule
know.
has, I can do it.
Okay. Ready for the trivia?
Our Star Wars conversations. I'm just gonna grab
Just
random
two
ones.
nerds talking about Star Wars.
2 and 3. All right. Which one's this one? Characters. Each member of the Bad Batch has qualities that gives the team an edge in the field. What's something different or unique about you, your friends, or siblings that gives you an unexpected advantage? Hmm. 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 That's a hard one.
You're short and can get into small spaces.
I mean, that's true. I can. I was thinking,
You're tiny.
I was like, because you're bigger and you're stronger, so you pick things up for me. You're like the wrecker.
Literally, yeah. I'm like, Mariah, get that. It fell in between those two plates.
Or I can't
That's
reach above my head or on my back.
that's hilarious that I picked one for you and you picked one for me.
But all right, second
Uh,
one, the galaxy. The Galactic Senate
hmm,
appoints you to learn more about an alien culture in an exchange program. Which species do you spend time with? Ooh, the clone people. What are they called? The big tall aliens.
the the Kaminoans.
Yes. I think they'd be cool to hang out with. Just the way they talk and they walk and they're so smart.
That'd be pretty cool.
Right?
I would I would pick um I'd probably pick Twi'leks.
They'd be cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? Because the bitches are always half dressed. Just kidding.
No, they were one of the first to lead the rebellion. So there's obviously something inside of them, you know what I mean? So
Mhm. Sure. Mhm. Just kidding. All right. Number trace. Oh, another galaxy one. Princess Leia works tirelessly to make life in the galaxy better. If you were a member of the Imperial or New Republic Senate, what cause would you champion? Mm-mm. Don't know.
well, if it was during what we're currently watching right now, I would make a hard case for not dismantling your military fleet the way that they did. I think that was like one of the
That is
dumbest
true.
things that they could have done. You know what I mean?
That is very true. I probably have to agree because I can't think of anything else. I don't know what I would
Yeah.
champion.
Yeah. Every time you say champion, it just reminds me of Game of Thrones when Oberyn's like, "I will be your champion," and then he gets
I
wrecked. Oh yeah, you haven't watched it.
I've watched 3 episodes. Thank you. 1, 2, and 3. The first 3.
I I just started rewatching it the other day. I think I've
I'm around still
watched Game of
trying.
Thrones. Yeah, I think I've watched Game of Thrones through completion probably 4 times.
Dang. Well, it's like Randall was
Yeah,
saying because I'm reading again. He's like, maybe if you read the books first. I was like, probably.
you'd probably like the
And then try
books
to
a
watch
lot.
series. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's something crazy too. I just saw advertised. Disney is picking up like a 3-part event of Doctor Who, and David Tennant is coming back as his doctor character. And I'm like,
Oh shit!
what?
Never seen that either.
Yeah, and we'll leave it on that note, folks. Like, comment, and subscribe. Where can they find you?
On Instagram at Mariah Love Fit, and at TikTok, I just changed it. It is Mariah Love with 3 E's _.
I thought your Instagram name was Little Body Big Head.
I should change it to that. Little body, big head. George
It
Lopez
just
head.
remind me. Do you remember that picture I took of you, and I
Oh
cropped
my
your head to be
god.
gigantic?
Yeah. You do that all the time. Or the bald one.
Oh God, I'm a hoot.
Anyways, where are you at? Fool? Instagram?
I'm in a galaxy far, far away. You
Not
can
like you
find
really used
me
it.
on Instagram. I know 530 Gorilla. I'm trying to be more active. I actually just posted 2 workout videos today on my story. I'm going to
Oh,
start
I
to
did
become
see.
more active and more vocal. So
Good.
until the next time, on 3, 1, 2, 3. May the force be with
Be
you,
with you. Always. Peace out, Girl Scout.
nerd. All right, I'll hit you up though.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.